Hi guys, this is 2020 astrological forecast and I would like to welcome you to the new era. In the first part of the video, I'm gonna be talking about impact of astrological events, which they will have on a global scale, on a global basis, like for society and for all of us all together. But in second part of the video, I'm gonna break it down according to your zodiac sign. So stay tuned, okay? Year 2020 was really a long-awaited year for everybody who is in this field. We were really wondering what this year will actually bring because there are some overwhelming and massive events in the sky and they will definitely impact or touch lives of us and I believe of the world, shall we say. Now, first event is very important and it's gonna be conjunction between Saturn and Pluto, and it will happen on January 12th and then it will repeat itself in 2021. So I believe whatever happens in January 12th, it will still needs to be completed, and only in 2021 we will be very much clear what is really going on here, okay? Now, this conjunction is in the sign of Capricorn, which is really very heavy, right? Because, Capricorn energy itself is very authoritative, but still, if we combine Saturn and Pluto, which are really very powerful planets, but each of them is powerful in its own unique way, we will get probably some very interesting results. Now, this conjunction happens only once in 32 or 38 years, it depends, but in past, if we look into the past, we can definitely say that this conjunction was sort of responsible for the events of World War I and World War II. Typical endings and beginnings are connected to this conjunction. This conjunction is especially important for you if you have it in your own birth chart, as I do, for example. So then you should definitely, have your reading by astrologer, because you should really be clear of where this conjunction happens, in which house, for you, because it will be the most important area for you during these upcoming years, okay? Now, if we combine Saturn and Pluto, Saturn is all about structure, having things done, but also having things the same in a way. Saturn really cling to the old and to known and very much predictable things, but Pluto is very much the opposite, right? Pluto is really very transformative energy. Pluto craves changes, and for Pluto it is all about spiritual growth, but again, dark side always comes into play with Pluto. Now, I really believe that things have to crash down first to be rebuilt or reborn again. So, one of the most common themes of this conjunction is that we really will be forced to let go of something. With this conjunction, obviously it depends on the house, but it is probably like outgrown, let's say, parts of your personality or old patterns. It can be very deep and psychological because we all cling to something, right? And in 2020 we will be a little bit forced to give it away, whether we want or no, because first we really need to have like space, and only then new things can come into our life, okay? Now, negative side of this aspect is obviously very much connected to abusing the power, to crime and even to corruption and tyranny, right? Because this aspect is really heavy, or can be heavy, if we sort of mistreat it, right? So definitely there can be increasement in corruption and in crime. You know, you personally may be dealing with someone who is very authoritative, and you know, you will sort of have to let go, or walk away or something. But on more global scale, I believe that there will be some authoritative figures who will try to force something into whole society, okay, whatever it will be. So this is really negative side, okay, so we better be careful. On more positive note, which is always good news, this conjunction is one of those things that can really bring us advanced quantum engineering, okay, new ways of using the power in its core, and really things like this. So it can really be interesting, and I believe that on a global scale, it will be all about power, how we use the power, who holds the power, and you know, how can we definitely restructure even organizations, systems, politics, because this is really heavy energy, and on a global scale it can really mean some very meaningful and important and very much necessary events for all of us, for everybody, right? Now, on more positive note, I would like to talk about another conjunction which will be happening. It is Jupiter conjunct Pluto in 2020, and it will be in the sky on April 4th, June 20, and in November 12th. You know, guys, this conjunction is the lucky one. If you have this conjunction in your birth chart, then congratulations, because this is the conjunction which is responsible for all the great wealth in the world, okay? It is really aspect of great richness. So my prediction would be that there will be really like enough financial resources in society, and it will be only up to us how we can use it and handle it, hopefully for greater good, right? Now, speculative business can go very well during this year, because you know, sometimes there are really these inclinations that things can end up very well, and if Pluto is involved, there is still a little bit of, you know, something that is not so, you know, right, or something darker, or something like underneath, a little bit secretive. So things like this can really work, okay? Third thing I would like to mention in this general forecast is Saturn conjunct Jupiter. It will be happening in the sign of Aquarius on December 21st. You know, this aspect is a bit contradictory, but still we will benefit a lot. Now I would like to go just a little bit back into history, because we already had glimpses of what this can actually bring to us as to the society, because in 1980s this conjunction happened in the sign of Libra. And you know, this was really beginning of, let's say, computers, technologies, and Google, right? So this is really just the flavor what we can expect now, but it was really back then. But now, first, I believe, because you know, endings are necessary if we really want to welcome new energy. So with that Saturn involved, because Saturn will definitely finish the sign of Capricorn here, and we really have to get rid of some things. And in this case, I believe that these will be things connected to, let's say, heavy machinery, coal, oil, okay, or fossil fuels. So these will be definitely themes, and only then we can incorporate, or we can start to incorporate that, let's say, a bit crazy Aquarius energy, but I believe it will be for good, because Aquarius energy is really very free energy, and it is, in my opinion, the sign of Aquarius is the sign which is all about society and very pro-society oriented. So, doing this forecast, it is really difficult to tell you exactly what will happen, but I believe that with Aquarius we can definitely expect some good things, okay? So maybe there will be more like energy medicine, driverless cars, renewables, okay? And really things like that, things that are, very, very different, but very welcoming, okay? Okay, guys, this was general scale, but I know that you are all waiting for your personal forecast, so let's check your sign. My dear Capricorn, this is your yearly forecast for 2020. And I have to tell you that this year is going to be about you. Very important year for you, so stay tuned. Okay, year will start off on January 12th because there will be lunar eclipse happening in your 7th house. Now, lunar eclipse in general is all about endings, or really things or people we have to let go, okay? It is, not necessarily a very pleasant thing to do, but sometimes we are forced to do that, but sometimes we are initiators. 7th house is obviously house of partnership and long-term marriages. Commitments are found in 7th house. If lunar eclipse triggers your 7th house, you will really question your relationship if you are in a relationship, obviously. If you are not, you will still question relationship, but from different angle, like why you are why you are not in a relationship. But if you are in a relationship, you will probably feel that you have somehow grew apart with your partner, or somehow that you are changing so much and you are not on the same page with your partner. Obviously, how this will end up is up to you, but definitely these will be questions that will come to your mind in January 2020. On very same day, there will be important and somewhat a bit difficult conjunction between Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, of course, happening in your 1st house because you are Capricorn. And I believe that this is probably where this factor of change comes, because having Saturn and Pluto conjunction, it's like we really crave to be transformed, but at the same time we very much resist it and change. I believe that you will change, Capricorn, even if you don't want to, because this conjunction is very difficult, but not really difficult. It's not difficult. Difficult is that we really don't want to change, okay? And you, Capricorn, don't want to change because you are ruled by Saturn and you really like to stay the same, to have your routine and to things be the same. But sometimes change is very important for us to evolve as human beings. So I believe that that you will be able to change yourself, to transform yourself, to really let go of things, of beliefs, of whatever doesn't belong to you. You will be able, you will have a power to do that, to let it go. So very naturally also your relationships will change, right? Because if we change, our relationships have to change as well. Now, on more positive note, on April 4th, June 12th and on November 20th, there will be conjunction between Jupiter and Pluto happening again in your 1st house, which is really house of self. So I see you as someone who will become very confident in their new skin, shall we say. You can really get lucky during these months of 2020, because you know, whenever Jupiter is involved, it's planet of luck. Now it really depends on what you are after, okay? But if you really want to start something new or simply get a promotion or to move away, because the first house represents ourselves, our personality. If you really, like, you know, want to achieve something, we really need to have like very strong first house. But this is what you will get as probably as a gift from universe during 2020, so use it wisely. And you know, this is great year to initiate something new, not old, new. I know that you don't like new things that much, but you know, all these things or even people will be presented to you, and it is only up to you, right? If you use it for your advantage, but of course in a good way. But I believe this can be very optimistic year for you. Okay guys, this was my very short forecast for you for 2020. If you are interested, I can offer you my readings at horoscopes and readings.com. I have plenty of free stuff there as well. I can prepare for you any type of horoscope you want me to do, because you know, these are very general videos, right? And it is obviously not very accurate, because I need to have your birth date and birth time to really tell you something really valuable. But I'm able to interpret a relationship horoscope, personality horoscope, career and money horoscope. A lot of Capricorns order career and money horoscopes. And you know, also child horoscope, future predictive horoscope. Just check my website and you will see. I wish you a very nice week. If you resonate with my content, please hit the subscribe button and I will be able to shoot more videos.